Hi, I'm Sarah with Phillips Law. We're a criminal defense firm based out of New Orleans, Louisiana. If you've pled guilty or been found guilty after trial, the next step is something called a sentencing hearing. It's a big moment in your case, and we want you to feel fully prepared. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens at a sentencing hearing so you know what to expect in court, and we're going to help guide you through it. So, what is a sentencing hearing? Now, a sentencing hearing is the court date where the judge decides the exact penalty or punishment for your case. That could mean probation, jail, fines, classes, or some combination of several of those. Sometimes sentencing happens right after you plead guilty, but in many cases, especially more serious ones, it's scheduled separately. This gives your attorney time to prepare and gives the judge time to consider the right sentence. So who is involved at the sentencing hearing? Well, the judge is the one who makes the final decision. The district attorney, they may argue for a particular sentence. Next is the defense attorney. We are going to argue on your behalf. And finally, you, and sometimes your family, character witnesses, or others who you may want to speak on your behalf. In some cases, the victim or their family may also be allowed to speak at the sentencing hearing. So what actually happens in court that day? So here's how it's typically going to go. The DA and your attorney both get to speak. We each get to present our arguments to the court. The DA may talk about the facts of the case, your record, or what the state thinks is a fair sentence. Your attorney will talk about your background, any mitigating factors, and why the court should consider a lighter sentence, like probation instead of jail or rehab instead of fines. Sometimes we also prepare a mitigation packet, which includes character letters or expert reports, and that's the point where we'll present those to the court. You may have a chance to speak. This is called an allocution. You're allowed to make a short statement to the judge before sentencing. You don't have to, but it's usually something along the lines of, I take responsibility, I've made changes in my life, I want a chance to move forward. And so we want this to be real and authentic, and so we're going to help you figure out the right words and when, or if you even want to say them. So finally, the judge is going to announce the sentence. Once both sides have spoken and once you've had the chance to speak, if you choose, the judge is going to announce the sentence right then and there. And again, that could include jail time, which is to be served immediately, or maybe the judge says you can come in at a future date. Probation, they're going to talk about credit for time already served. If you've been in jail, you're going to learn about your fine or court cost, classes, treatment, community service, any other conditions like no contact orders. So once you're sentenced, there's usually some follow-up that happens right away. You may need to meet with the probation before leaving court. You might be given a date to turn yourself in if jail is part of the sentence, and the judge kind of gives you time to get your stuff together before you come back. If you're taken into custody that day, we'll make sure your family is informed and knows what to expect moving forward. We'll also make sure you understand what's next, what you need to do, when to do it, and most importantly, how to stay in compliance with that sentence. We don't want you to, revoke any probation, parole, that kind of thing. So a lot of people ask, am I going to go to jail that day? Well, sometimes it depends. Sentencing is the day maybe you're taken into custody. Other times the judge allows delayed reporting, or, if the sentence involves probation, they're just probably going to have you go over to your probation officer. But again, this is something you're going to work with your attorney, and you're going to know what to expect. And this is important because sentencing is where everything becomes final. It's where the judge decides what happens next in your life. And while we can't always control everything, we can control how prepared we are and how we show up in the courtroom and how we prepare you. So we take that seriously. And if you're a current client and you have a sentencing hearing coming up, do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if anything's unclear. We want to make sure that we go over everything in advance and make sure that you are ready. If you are not yet a client, but you're facing charges in Southeast Louisiana and you're thinking, hey, I need a lawyer who actually explains things and fights for me, call us. Our number is 504-395-8867. We'll talk with you for free and let you know how we can help. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out our other videos if you want to understand more about the criminal court process and how we advocate for our clients at every stage.